the mix and a bunker going down for some defense. Unfortunately, it looks like the world is supply blocked for a moment there, and Jicabou warping in a very sizable army here off of just 3 gate and using some fancy tech there. I'm surprised he actually doesn't have a bigger army considering he's just 3 gating right now, no Robo Bay. But he is getting that tech, he is getting that Zealot charge, so we'll see how that surround does on these Marauders looking to expand here. And now we have 2 Ghosts out on the field. Hopefully that EMP will be able to take out some of these little sentries here, do some damage to those Stalkers so that they're not as much of a threat against those Marauders. And he is no longer supply blocked. The world getting down a reactor, so this is an extremely heavy infantry build. Both players just playing very, very, very defensively at the moment. Nobody really wants to push out and lose their force. Jicabou even sending out 1 Zealot here just so that he can scout. And both players are very saturated on their main. Neither one has quite expanded yet. And this is Zealot. Oh, I don't think he's going to make it out of there in time. No, he's going to get killed for sure. Oh, man. And he does drop a scan here, so I believe... No, that scan just barely missed his Twilight Council, so he's not going to be able to see that charge tech coming down. And we'll see if he goes in here for a push. Those Ghosts are getting pretty high on energy. We'll be able to get off quite a few AMPs. And 3 sentries here for Jicabou, so he could do some very beautiful force fielding if he really wanted to. He could do a real nice force field split here, drop it right in between these Marauders and split that army up perfectly. We'll see how that factors in just a moment here. We do have a push coming from Jicabou, and looks like the world is still a tiny bit split up on these towers. We'll see if he moves out or stays put. Looks like he does see that army coming in. He is going to push back. And Jicabou also pulling back. Neither player really wants to engage at the moment, just playing it safely as they can. And this factory does finish. It does have siege tech going down. There is also a starport, but nothing being produced from the factory at the moment. And also these barracks just barely being able to keep up with the income here. Still no nuke. That siege tank is finally on the way though. The world has completely pulled back, so has Jicabou. Jicabou is expanding now, finally. Let's see, is there a forge down yet? No forge. Still getting pylons. A hidden dark shrine right next to that Twilight Council now. We'll see if we can maybe delay this game just long enough to get those Dark Templars in. These shrines take a very long time to warp in. And now finally adding on that 4th gateway for that standard gateway. Now that the tech is finished, he should have plenty of minerals for an extra gateway there. And this Nexus is a little more than halfway done. Hopefully we'll see a transfer here. A lot of these games, players forget to transfer their workers to their natural expansion. And it looks like the world is salvaging that bunker and might be looking to push pretty soon here. And yet another barracks coming down for the world. And supply blocked again. And all 3 of these buildings here not producing, another factory not producing, but still that's a fairly decent army. But I think Jicabou is going to be pulling ahead in the macro game here. This Nexus is about to finish. Hopefully we'll see this probe transfer, because this is extremely saturated. It looks like it's coming very soon here. Yep, there it comes. More Zealots still being warped in. They have that tech done. I would have really liked to see a forge somewhere so that he can start getting that +1 weapon upgrade for all these Zealots and the Stalkers, but we are just going to see a big ball of units constantly being warped in here. Now we have Dark Templar finally on the field. That Nexus is up and running, so... Ooh, I don't know. World needs to expand pretty quick here if he's going to keep up, and he is pushing out with a very large army. And does he see these Dark Templars? They can actually be EMP'd down, but I don't think he catches them. He's actually running right by them. He needs to EMP these Dark Templars before they can get to his base, but he misses them and instead engages this army. Beautiful force field here by Jicabou. He is going to get blocked off, and these Dark Templar also coming in from the back. I don't think the world is going to be able to hold that off. He gets completely annihilated from these Dark Templar. Ouch! Very painful stuff for Dark Templars on the field now. I think if the world caught these DTs and dropped EMPs on them, it will throw them out of stealth, he could have killed these Dark Templars off before engaging this force. It would have given him a very significant advantage. Unfortunately, he did not hold on to that army, so he is doing his best to pull back what he can. And now all of these barracks coming into play, this factory dropping more units, and everything he has he's trying to produce out of to hold off this final push. And he does have a scan ready, so he will be able to deal with these Dark Templar, it looks like. But just a very, very large, scary force from Jicabou. And this bunker I don't think is going to finish in time, so these Dark Templar are going to hit. Not getting that scan off in time, way too late there. All 4 of these Dark Templar are still alive, and he has no army to speak of at the moment. No more scans left. This siege tank might get a couple hits off, but I think that's going to be game. Even with this tiny little force, unfortunately, the world just not able to hold off that attack long enough to get his forces back up, losing that force to that field, and another proxy pylon going down for Jicabou there, going to be easier to reinforce. And I think that's probably game. Getting some Marauders in here, but they get taken out again by those Dark Templar. Just not enough energy for scan, finally getting enough. And the world calls GG's. So Jicabou will be moving on to the finals, and that will be against the Canadian. And next we have the bronze match. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys watch these next few games.